This film is a haunting Argentine crime drama based on the true story of Carlos Robledo Puch, one of Argentina's most notorious serial killers. Buenos Aires, 1971. 17-year-old Carlos, a blonde, androgynous teenager who seems almost angelic in appearance, walks down the street when he suddenly feels an impulse to rob a mansion. This isn't premeditated. It's pure criminal instinct driven by something darker beneath his cherubic exterior. He breaks into the house with surprising ease, pours himself a drink like he owns the place, and rummages through drawers searching for jewelry. The audacity is breathtaking. He treats the home like his personal shopping center. Finding a motorcycle in the garage, he steals it without a second thought. When he arrives home, Carlos lies smoothly to his mother about the motorcycle, claiming a charming classmate lent it to him. "I'm so charming that no one can refuse me," he tells her with disturbing confidence. His father, a working-class man with strong moral principles, senses something wrong and warns his son, "Never take anything from others again. Only use things that belong to you." To his girlfriend Marisol, Carlos presents a stolen gold pendant, spinning another elaborate lie about it being his mother's childhood jewelry. The lies flow effortlessly. He's a natural manipulator. Carlos rarely attends his new school, and when he does, he smokes and gets high in class. In one particularly reckless moment, he nearly sets fire to a classmate's head, Ramon's head. Ramón punches him, and both end up in the principal's office. But here's where Carlos's twisted psychology becomes apparent. Instead of seeing Ramón as an enemy, he wants to befriend him. Ramón threatens him, "If you get my pants dirty, I'll make you lick the dirt off them." Rather than being intimidated, Carlos is intrigued. Carlos gives Ramón a stolen vinyl record as a peace offering. Everything he steals, he gives away to make people like him. It's about connection through criminal means. Ramón introduces Carlos to his family of criminals. José cleans a pistol while eating potatoes, a mundane activity made sinister by the weapon. He offers Carlos a chance to fire the gun in the house. "I'm a born thief," Carlos admits, but reveals something crucial. "Everything I steal, I usually just give away to people so they'll like me." This confession exposes the psychological wound driving his criminality, a desperate need for affection and belonging. When Carlos asks to shoot more, José pragmatically responds that bullets cost money. Without missing a beat, Carlos suggests robbing a gun shop. The family is impressed by his audacity. That night, Carlos executes a daring robbery, climbing through the gun store's roof and collecting an entire arsenal. He's methodical, taking rifles, pistols, and returning for ammunition. His criminal instincts are remarkably developed for someone so young. However, José scolds him afterward. According to plan, Carlos was only supposed to scout the location, not execute the heist himself. "You're a criminal genius, but far too unpredictable," José tells him. This unpredictability becomes Carlos's defining characteristic and ultimately his fatal flaw. The gang targets a mansion filled with expensive paintings, inhabited by a lonely old man. During the robbery, Carlos wounds the elderly homeowner, who doesn't cry out or resist. Instead, he calmly walks upstairs, stares at a painting with profound sadness, then goes to the bathroom to die quietly. This marks Carlos's first kill, though it's portrayed as almost accidental. The casualness of death is chilling. There's no dramatic reaction, just quiet acceptance. Carlos hangs the stolen painting above his bed and sleeps holding a revolver, as if the weapon has become his security blanket. When his mother discovers the gun, he points it directly at her, claiming it's just a toy. "I would never do such a thing if the revolver were real," he says with chilling sincerity, demonstrating his complete disconnection from normal moral boundaries and his talent for manipulation. The gang's crime spree continues with increasing boldness. During target practice at another mansion, they encounter a terrified maid who, seeing their weapons, offers to bring them beer rather than scolding them. It perfectly demonstrates how Carlos's angelic appearance allows him to get away with increasingly dangerous behavior. People simply can't believe such a beautiful boy could be truly dangerous. José becomes concerned about their recklessness, particularly after the old man's death, and begins taking down stolen paintings Carlos has hung throughout their hideout like trophies, recognizing that displaying their crimes so openly is dangerously arrogant. Carlos breaks into a jewelry store by smashing through the wall. The first thing he does? Try-on earrings, a detail that emphasizes his androgynous nature and suggests he's performing criminality as much as committing it, treating crime like a theatrical production where he's the star. When he discovers a safe, Ramón refuses to let him crack it, so Carlos fires a shot into the ceiling out of spite. His impulsiveness repeatedly puts the gang at risk, but Carlos can't control these sudden bursts of violence when he doesn't get his way. The gang meets Federico, a flamboyant art collector who agrees to help them sell stolen paintings in exchange for sexual favors from Ramón. It's all for business, Ramón insists, while Carlos watches jealously from outside the bedroom. This relationship introduces themes of sexuality and jealousy that complicate the gang dynamics. Carlos's feelings for Ramón seem to go beyond friendship, creating a dangerous emotional tension that will eventually explode into violence. Returning to a nightclub where Ramón was previously beaten, Carlos finds the bartender and waiter asleep in the back room. Without hesitation, he draws 2 pistols and shoots them both simultaneously. "I was avenging my friend," he explains to a shocked Ramón, showing no remorse, only twisted loyalty. During a police checkpoint, both are arrested. Carlos manages to hide his weapons and attempts to bribe the police chief with cash. However, at the crucial moment, he abandons Ramón and drives away with the money. Returning home, Carlos finds his mother has prepared his favorite meal. When she suggests a family trip, he throws a bag of stolen money on the table. His father threatens to take the money to police himself, ultimately burying it in the yard rather than benefiting from his son's crimes. Carlos's jealousy culminates when he deliberately crashes a car while driving a drunk Ramón, killing his former partner. Police inform Ramón's family it was an accident, with Carlos suffering only a broken arm. This calculated murder shows his evolution into a sophisticated killer. Partnering with Miguel, Ramón's replacement, Carlos returns to the jewelry store. When a security guard awakens during the robbery, Carlos immediately shoots him in the face. The safe is empty, leading to an argument with Miguel. Carlos kills Miguel as well, using a blowtorch on his face, emphasizing his complete loss of humanity. Carlos is arrested at age 20, charged with 11 murders and 42 robberies. The press dubs him the Angel of Death and the Jackal with a woman's face. Psychologists analyze his behavior, while parents are blamed for failing to supervise him. His lawyer advises him to plead insanity. A normal person couldn't possibly commit such acts. Carlos responds that he considers himself perfectly normal, perhaps the most chilling line in the film. Even in custody, Carlos's unpredictability continues. He swallows a spoon requiring surgery, then escapes through a hospital window in under a minute. He hides in Ramón's old house, calling his mother one final time. She begs him to surrender, but when police surround the house, they find him dancing to the radio, completely unperturbed. El Ángel ends with Carlos receiving a life sentence. The film's power lies in examining how an apparently normal teenager becomes a remorseless killer. Carlos's angelic appearance constantly reminds us that evil often wears the most innocent face. The movie asks uncomfortable questions about the psychology of violence and society's failure to recognize warning signs. Carlos Robledo Puch's story remains one of Argentina's most notorious criminal cases, presented as both character study and cautionary tale about the capacity for evil lurking beneath beauty.